Hey, it's me, Size7. Welcome to part 51 of my Library of Ruina walkthrough, and I made a mistake in the last part. I forgot to read Tanya's Credenza, so I'll go ahead and do that right now. Fighting for survival is a natural thing. Even now, we're all in a battle. There are more people born than folks dying of natural causes, and the living struggle in their own positions every day. They fight to protect and to avoid falling behind. Maybe it's all because there just ain't enough seats for the ever-growing population of humans to take. Sure, extra jobs and stuff could be made in the future, but that's nothing more than a hopeful estimate that might not happen until it's too late for you. The world we live in right now is what matters. There's got to be a way to weed out the unfit without straining all of us, and that's when strength plays its part. I don't get why you vilify this. Aren't we all doing the same thing, directly or not? We elbow our way past others so we can survive, and the losers are knocked out of the race. You say this is fair, but saying no to physical conflicts, to respect life, or whatevs. Let me ask this, what's the reason to respect life? You think you're respecting life right now? Dang, she's coming out with the hard questions there. Kind of got a point. Now, we'll see who's challenging the floor of social sciences. And it's the Puppeteer, Jae-heon. So he's got shimmering. He is the Puppeteer and he gives puppet strings to his puppets. Now it's a lot of puppets there. Snap strings. If a puppet has no puppet strings or is dead, will not use pages to control said puppets. Gains protection, stagger protection. All the puppets that are alive. And he has Nuovo fabric. As for cards, here's a mass attack. As individual, give one puppet string to all puppets next scene. Cripple. Dealing 5 stagger damage. Those are kind of brutal. Gives red mark to the librarian with the lowest HP. And that's on combat start. Okay. We've got weighty puppet. We've seen him. I think this is the only new effect. If the character has puppet strings, gain 1 strength at the start of the scene. And we've seen these cards. Obviously, we have to be careful of the blunt dice. They will have +1, and they deal more stagger damage. And here's poor Angelica. Oh no. When speed is 5 or higher, deal +1 stagger damage with attacks. Okay. Even more bonus stagger damage. Blunt dice. Does not gain additional speed dice from emotion levels. If defeated while having puppet strings, will revive after 2 scenes with half of its max HP. If the character has puppet strings, gain 1 strength, endurance, and haste. Yeah, that's fun. As for cards, 6 to 15, destroy opponent's next die. Press flesh, we've seen that. Store light. Store light and draw. Okay, so that one's going to be doing just a ton of stagger damage. Okay, same with the manipulated flesh here. Will revive after 2 scenes if it dies with puppet strings. Okay, it's not too bad. We just have to kill him fast, I guess. Now for my builds, I'm using Philip's page just for a ton of burn damage, as well as getting this on hit deal stagger damage equal to, what is it? Half of the burn damage. That should be good. And then 4 trigrams. Alan's page for all that glorious pierce power. And then purple tear. Mind Hauler, Fervor, Wedge. And then more pierce stagger damage and stuff. Yeah, not using the Red Mist and Mio for this because we already used them on the floor of language, so we can't. So I'm making do there. Zhao's page to combo with Phillips a bit for all that burn damage. Just a lot of burn. And then Nikolai's page just to give strength to everyone and apply marks to do more damage. We put a Nuovo fabric on to take less damage as well. Now I'm kind of looking at this. I'm kind of wondering if I shouldn't change this to Raging Storm. I actually think we're going to do that. I think that might be a little better. Okay. Let's start the fight and see how it goes. What a marvelous sight. This looks like a perfect place to get sentimental over. Hello there. As much as I like to treat you to a cup of coffee, the circumstances say otherwise. What a shame. I mean, he doesn't even have a mouth to drink anyways. I don't believe said circumstances are relaxed enough for such jokes either. Being quite tender, you always tend to be that soft.
피할 수 없다면 굳이 날 세워서 경계할 필요 없지 않을까? 느긋하다는 말도 많이 듣긴 하지만.
We can't avoid facing each other. There's no need to make it more tense than necessary, now is there? Though I do often hear that I'm carefree.
웃기는군. 자랑이라고 하는지.
Don't make me laugh. Is that supposed to be a humble brag? Gross.
따로 소개가 필요한가?
Would you like me to introduce her?
아니. 상황은 대충
No
봐서
need.
알겠어.
I've got the gist of what's going on.
이 인형이
This puppet was made after that person, wasn't it?
내가 봐도 참 잘 만들었지. 걸작품이야.
A gorgeous piece of work, if I do say so myself. I'd even dare say that it's my magnum opus.
외형적인 게?
In terms of appearance,
굳이 하나로 꼽자면 그렇다고 할 수 없겠군.
if I had to pick, that wouldn't be it. I'm not the sort of man that finds beauty in shapes put together in an arbitrary fashion.
인형이 조각같이 아름답다 한들 이 모습 자체를
Even if a puppet were as beautiful as a master's sculpture, I wouldn't love its look in itself.
역겹다고 느끼지도 아름답다고 느끼지도 않아. 그저 그래. 이렇게 생겨먹었다는 생각만 들어.
They're neither disgusting nor attractive to me. They simply are. I have no particular feelings about how they look.
그럼 무엇을 위해 인형을 만드는 거야?
What do you make your puppets for then?
인형을 만들 때 담는 내 생각.
Thoughts and emotions I hold when I craft them.
날 이꼴로 만들었다.
A resentment towards the city for driving me to this desperation. A blind anger for the rich.
그들이 앗아간 소중한
A glimpse of hope that I can bring back my precious son whose life they took.
그 희망을 없애며
Bitterness and a yearning for vengeance toward Roland, the man who rid me of that hope and pushed me to despair.
차마 밖으로 보일 수 없었던 감정을 사람의 살로 감싸 형체를 만드는 것.
To wrap the emotions I couldn't outwardly express in a human string and shape them.
그저 고깃덩이로 채운 불필요한 걸 없애는 대신
I take out the useless chunks of meat and fill their insides with the emotional baggage I'm carrying.
그렇게 한번 쏟아내면 숨통이 조금 트이지.
I can breathe easy after I indulge in my craft. That's when I feel alive at least, or at last.
이러니 내가 이 인형들을 아끼지 않을 수 있겠나?
You see how dear the puppets are to me now?
자신의 감정들을
Stuffing your emotions in them, huh?
이해할 수는 없지만
I don't understand it. I won't bother giving my thoughts on it.
그래도 롤랑에게 그런
Still not very happy about what you did to Roland, though.
내 소중한 일을 보기 좋게 앗아갔으니 똑같은 방법으로 돌려줬을 뿐이야.
He robbed me of a person I cherished, so I gave him the same treatment.
연구소를 전부 태웠다고 했지?
You said he burned down your whole lab, yeah?
그래. 덕분에 내 아들은 조각 하나 남지 않고 전부 타버렸어.
Yes. My son was lost in that fire.
하겠다는 건가?
Not a piece of him left to salvage. Are you trying to express sympathy for me?
아니, 우리가 서로를 걱정할 정도로
Nah,
가까운
we aren't close
사이라서
enough to worry for each other.
그냥 궁금했어.
I was just curious. I wanted to know if vengeance was your only goal in coming here.
작은 부분에서는 각자 다르지만 우리 더는 모두가 닿으려는 곳은 같지.
Although we have minor differences, all the members of our ensemble strive to reach the same place.
롤랑에 대한 복수는 그곳으로 가는 길에 우연히 부딪혔을 뿐이야. 복수가 중요한 이유는 아니었어.
Vengeance pointed to Roland was only an intersection we happened to come across on our way to it. It was never at the center of my motive.
너 덕분에 소갈이하지 않고 후련한 기분으로
Well, thanks to
나아갈 수
him,
있겠지만
I won't have any regrets making my way through.
각자의 사정이 있다는 건
It's tragic that we all have our own little stories, isn't it?
그렇지? 내가 하는 일에 떳떳할
Can't be
수
free of guilt
없으니까
no matter what we do.
무엇을 하더라도 말이야.
그래서 오직
That's precisely why one has to focus solely on what they want to do.
나도 각자 자신이 내고 싶은
I too
힘을
wish for a
낼수 있는
world in which
세상을
individuals are free to express the flavors they want to exude.
하지만 그 자유가
But is that freedom really the kind that frees one from all responsibility of what they do?
타인을 위해 살고 싶어하는 놈들은 더 앞으로 나아갈 수 없어.
People who want to live for others can't take a step forward themselves.
개인이 펼치고 싶은
There's a limitless range of dreams individuals want to bring out.
그리고
You must know that the possibility of pursuing your own freedom while you consider everyone else is nothing short of a myth.
허상 같은 얘기라는 걸 알고 있겠지. 네 말대로
If one were to take into consideration the width of the potential each person has,
아니다. 그건 네가 알아서 생각할 일이긴 하지. 적어도 난
never mind.
그런 세상을 원치 않으니.
That's for you to think about. After all, that's not the kind of world I want to see.
느긋하게 토론이나 하자고 온 건 아니니 슬슬 시작하자고.
I'm not here for a leisurely debate, so let's get to business now.
그래, 그렇긴 해.
Yeah, that is a good point.
자, 그럼 얘들아,
Well then, fellows,
늘 그래왔던 것처럼
as usual, let's receive our guests. Pretty interesting. And they're making all gurgly gurgs noises. It's time for a little puppetry. And we really make it? I'm kind of anxious. Those horrid puppets are back. The sound alone creeps me out. We're supposed to defeat them, right? Don't sweat it. I think it's best not to get too nervous. Okay, so here's the puppet strings ability. It gives the puppet with the strings an extra speed dice, and if they die, then they're revived in 2 scenes. And the character will take 8 damage when every stack of this is lost. Okay, so how did they lose it though? Probably by killing them, right? Okay, and this is the puppetry, which I think comes from him. Okay, and clashing with him, or with certain dice, we can make the puppets lose their strings. Oh, okay, that's how we deal the 8 damage when they're lost. Okay. Is red marked the librarian with the lowest HP. And then, man, look at Angelica. We didn't see this weapon, but look at that. Jeez. That's crazy. Okay, this is gonna be a tough fight. Let's change to guarding stance. Let's try to get this string destroyed. I think I want to focus most of my damage on this puppet. Or maybe I should try to kill one of these other ones first. The issue is I don't know if he gives puppet strings at the start of the next turn, or... Oh, it gives puppet strings to his puppets over the first 4 scenes. Okay, so yeah, he is going to give one to the next one. Which, if I had to guess, I would say it'd be the nimble one. It'll go down in this order. But I don't know. Okay, so unfortunately I'm gonna take those hits, but that's okay. Alright. Yeah, this first scene goes... Okay, not very well. Okay, really not very well. Alright, good counter dice. We've almost got him staggered. Hey, we did it. Think he'll die to burn? Got rid of a puppet string? We shouldn't have any puppet strings now, right? I guess he still does. Or just the one. Okay, and here's red mark. Last one scene targeted by Puppet Angelica and the extra speed dice added by Puppet String. Oh, so that's probably every puppet string, isn't it? Ugh. Oh god, that's terrible. Okay, I mean, that's not bad. That's just evade dice. I don't have to worry about that. He's gonna take a ton of damage though. So maybe I should try to kill the weighty puppet this scene. I think he's gonna get the puppet strings next, right? Actually, I'm gonna use this to get rid of that puppet string, because then maybe he'll die. Oh, I can do Raging Storm Love. Okay, this is good. Okay. Alright, big damage. Hey, we killed one. What a pain, you're being rather violent. Okay, let's see. Gaining stagger's pretty good. But I also like the damage. I think I'll take this and I'll give it to Zhao's key page. Okay, so we should be able to kill the puppet here. Actually, I don't even have to. The burn should finish it off. Actually, I'll take the kill with Bear so that I can gain that emotion level that I'm still missing. And 6 to 15, I can clash that here. And then I want to get rid of the Nimble Puppet strings. That puppet is now useless. Okay, so this ended up being way easier than I remember. What the heck? I remember this fight being absolute cancer. Okay, well, I guess we'll just beat him up. Okay, we cut a string. We're actually getting decent damage on him, too. Let's see, we haven't really seen these. Oh, I'll play this. Okay, he has no strings, so we can kill him now. And he's mass attacking. I think this should kill. Alright, that's a really cool mass stack. I like how that looks. Does it hurt to play along? Alright, 37 burn. In the end, the strings couldn't be released. Furry. Oh, dang. Wish I could have read what Chesed said there. I remember that fight being, like, really overwhelming. It's like the moment Angelica gets puppet strings, she becomes, like, really difficult to deal with. I didn't have much problems there. I'm actually a little surprised about. This now we can look at Puppeteer's page. He's got puppet strings. The start act at a special combat page that can give Puppeteer strings to another ally to hand. Character with Puppeteer strings gains 1 strength or endurance at the start of each scene, and HP won't go below 1. Oh, that's cool. He reaches 1. Then the strings are lost. Okay, that's not too bad. And this is one of the unique cards. Okay, 4 to 5, and some blunt dice. It's not much of a reward, what the heck? And we'll read his Credenza. I've been busy with an urgent appointment. As any other tragic tale should go, your death wouldn't have felt so miserable. Yeah, I would have cried until my tears had run their course, and I would have been ready to send you off. It was an ordinary day, the sort of day when there was no meetings or gatherings to attend to after I came home from work. Your body was crushed beyond recognition. I couldn't have noticed on my way on my own that it wasn't a random chunk of flesh. They put your remains in a stasis box and sent it to me. That was their gesture of condolence. I'd have refused to believe it was you if it weren't for the clothes. I spent hours sitting there in numbed silence, vacantly staring at a lump I couldn't even dare to hug. I just want to point out that his son died by getting run over by a steamroller. Just in case anyone forgot. A stuffed doll you were carrying, now next to the box, caught my eye. Even though it was shredded and soaked in blood, the cotton filling was still clustered together, as if it remembered the volume of the doll. It seemed some cotton remained even after the roller crumpled all the outer fabric. Then, for reasons unknown, I brought the other dolls out of your room and cut them up with a pair of scissors. I don't know what possessed me to cut them into pieces of fabric. It wasn't even enough to fully cover the doll, so I scraped together the pieces of clothing to sew it back up. The same gentle hands that made your doll the first time. The outcome was creepier than what it used to be, but it was the same doll I remembered nonetheless. The appearance didn't matter. Maybe, just maybe, the same could be said for you. I gazed at the box where you, my son, rested for what would no longer be an eternity. My 2 hands were once so busy that it was a bother. They had paused for the time, but now they are about to move again, just for you. And that's a sad tale. Obviously, it doesn't justify all the terrible things he's done, especially with Warp Train and everything. You know, something I didn't mention, but before, the background and all this was like foggy and dark. And I remember them mentioning that the fog had lifted now that we're so close to the end that you can actually see the city and stuff from the library, which is really cool. Neat little detail. We've got Couple more fights to go. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.